not that difficult. Okay. All right. That's it. Y'all were talking. Hey, I'm only saying it because Sean was on my neck, specifically my neck, and you know I'm gonna go 1-to-1 with Sean all the time. I'm always gonna fight him. He was on my neck about old boy Nick from Love Is Blind. So I'm just getting back. I'm just getting back because he talked about people in people who are in homes and they're in basements. Someone hasn't got a home. They're in a storage unit. I need the same energy. I need the same energy. I need that same energy that you had for Nick from Love Is Blind. The same energy you have for David. I need that same energy today for Karla, who is a dusty. It seems like, yeah, no car, no job, storage units, getting fired from her salon, trying to do hair in the household. Oh no. Where are the Carlians? Where are the Carlians? Where are the Carlians? My boy done it. I appreciate him breaking it down for us as well. Let me bring on some of my boys. I'm gonna bring on Demand them to have the conversation. Woo, baby, the dust is collecting. Oh my god. Oh, he's so he telling me, Trey, what you telling me? Hey, Sean going Johnson second or two. He needs to defend the Carlian.
Look, we told you. We told y'all. Y'all called me again. Everything outside of my name and a child of God. And I told y'all, but no. I told y'all. And see, I come here every week and I'm like, I see. I was right again. Look, I ain't gonna be right maybe at that exact time, but I'm gonna be right sooner or later. And I was right about this.
I'm not mad at it, bro. They need to admit defeat on this one. This is dusty behavior. If a man was to do half the things that she did, can't turn on the stove, can't cook, isn't cleaning, isn't able to keep a job, okay, start doing hair in the house, okay, gave up her lease on the house as well. Now we'll definitely be looking at that man as a dusty. And of course, I'm not saying that men and women are equally the same. They are not, but there are certain behaviors that we have to call out and say it's dusty behavior. It's dusty behavior. You can't cook no clean. Now, since we're going to be holding men to a financial aspect of which I believe in, she can't cook nor clean, and she want to burn the ghosts in the house. Oh yeah,
man,
Trey, we say
Carla is about to send us back into COVID. Where's my mask? Where is my mask? Because this is ridiculous. I started sneezing when you started reading the letter. I was like, oh my God. Oh, I need some NyQuil. Jesus Christ. This is what? And the funny thing is, yes, we've been saying this. We've been feeling this from this woman. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, I know you like Karla, but let's just keep it all the way real. Karla is lazy. At the end of the day, this is
lazy is the right word.
It's just what it plain it is. I'm just being real. This is when you can't argue with. She is just a lazy individual. That's it. Anything else is fluff that we're going to put on her. But you cannot take the laziness from her. It's just lazy.
And to add insult to injury, all y'all was talking about boundaries and how she's good if she's within her right to create boundaries, and she wasn't vindictive just for her to be friends with Juan and go to get coffee with him. I'm telling y'all, she was being vindictive in the moment because she knew what Juan wanted.
Preach.
You can see it in her eyes, but again, the sisterhood, y'all gonna find somebody who y'all like, and mostly because she's pretty, and then y'all gonna project, and that's what y'all gonna put forward. But I'm telling y'all, she did that in the moment because she was upset she didn't get what she wanted. Boundaries, I'm all cool for it, but Juan, in my opinion, never did anything that was. You create boundaries because either you're trying to keep somebody out or you're trying to keep something in. You're either trying to keep somebody bad out or you're trying to keep something good in. Juan didn't do anything bad to her. If anything, they over here sharing ideas about businesses and drinking coffee and stuff like that. That's somebody you want to have on the inside. But she knew what Juan wanted. He wanted a friendship. He wanted to keep things cordial and amicable. And she said, "Nah, I know where you want it. We're gonna be vindictive and say no friendship to you." But again, Sean, how do you respond to this? Because you was over here defending Karla, and she's about the dustiest person we've seen. At least David got a rental property now. That boy that bought Baltic Avenue. He'd have bought him some Monopoly spaces. What Karla doing?
Are you done? You know, are you guys done?
Nah, we ain't done, but you go ahead.
Thank you for your permission. I appreciate you, Trey. Listen, you think that little comment section, and I watched that video. I saw it, and I don't know if you mentioned the creator's response to that. They still disagree with Juan and know that he came on this show for, you know, selfish reasons and not to be married. At the end of the day, no one has ever disputed Carla's lack of job, her instability. So I don't know why we're renegotiating that or relitigating that. It's always been a fact. It's always been a fact. So it's not we haven't learned anything new here. And anytime we see somebody else's, you know, claims online, the first thing anyone says, including you, Kojo, is we need to hear the other side. This is only one person's account. This is Juan's account. This is Juan's account of his experience with Carla. So there's also another side to it. And meanwhile, all these things that he felt so comfortable putting on the YouTube channel in somebody's comments, he didn't say this stuff during the process. So if that's how he felt, then he should have let that be known to Carla. And if he really was coming legitimately on Married at First Sight, which is a process to get to know a stranger and have a trial marriage, then you work on things. You realize that you're going to get somebody that's imperfect. And the same way that you guys caped for David from the hilt because Michelle didn't want him, and because, God forbid Michelle didn't give him a chance, Juan should have given Carla a chance to work on things, to tell her the things that, were things that he would want in a wife and give her a chance to be those things. But no, he didn't disclose that. He didn't fully, he tried to pretend like he really was working on things, and he wasn't, because he knew at the end of the day, there was nothing that Carla could ever do to be the person that he wanted. So he's fake, he's phony, he's disingenuous, and then coming online trying to write some thesis statement to try to get somebody to support his business.
He gave
Real
her
quick,
8 weeks. He gave her 8 weeks. This is show not tell. We on TV. Sorry.
and to be fair, Sean, if he would have been like, "Hey, Karla, I would appreciate if you got in the kitchen and started. It made me some menudo." That ain't fits to work. Not in 2025. You see how people are ripping them to shreds now. If you would have been like, "Hey, get in the kitchen," or "I would love to see it if you made me a meal" or something like that, it wouldn't be carried. It wouldn't have been translated well to TV and to the masses and even to your relationship. I mean, I think that he did the best that he could. Again, from this past Sunday, Sunday, I was able to go to the Love Is Blind live reunion showcase, and after talking to everybody, I said it opened my eyes to a completely different aspect of how people are preparing for these reunions, as well as how they're taking their experiences, whether it be in the pods or with the social experiment like this. And I just think that they're super calculated now. I'm sure Juan knew that he probably couldn't say this stuff to Karla or have it on TV or record it and it be translated well amongst the masses. So I think that that's probably what prevented a little bit more of the honesty, because he seems very honest now, and he's been saying that from the get-go. He said foundationally we weren't the same, and financially he didn't think that it was smart that she quit her job. I think he said that a couple times during the show. And my initial thing was episode 5, 1 hour and 7 minutes in, that bus ride. If you want to watch it again, I'm sure you wouldn't want anybody that you're dating, or anybody, your daughter, anybody that you would surround yourself with, to be talking like that if you were dating them. And so I highly recommend people go watch episode 5, hour and 7 minutes, hour and 8 minutes in, and watch that bus ride again.
Well, listen, look, you're right. There is a right point, Sean. Right? Yeah, we want to definitely want to hear the other side. So I definitely hear you on that. We'll not celebrate too much because we have to hear from the Carla side. But because Carla obviously said what she wanted, and obviously, we didn't get to necessarily hear what Juan's real reasons were. And actually, some of the things he said, I think we've already speculated that those are the things that were actually going to be an issue, right? For instance, we knew he already said the spiritual aspect because he mentioned that the foundational aspect is very different for him. He doesn't do the spiritual stuff. He actually did mention that particular aspect. Now, the cooking and cleaning, I don't remember that part. I don't remember him mentioning that, and should have been mentioned, right? So that is an aspect we have to say that he should have actually really been more vocal and should have let us know, right? Regardless of whether there was going to be pushback or not, he should be more vocal. That looking for him, how he sees it, he would like to have the woman cooking a bit more and cleaning a bit more. That's something he should have said. I don't remember any episode where he kind of said that, so that's something he has to hold on to. Okay. Now, of course, the losing of the job situation, right? Um, the losing of the job situation as well. I think that particular perspective, right? We saw how we even reacted on this panel, right? That as soon as she lost her job, we're expecting him to cover, and it's like it's unstable behavior. Um, and I think that was a little bit scary for him. But we mentioned it. We mentioned that this will be probably an issue that she lost her job. Now, if I don't know if again I can't remember if they had a conversation about that particular aspect in terms of the job, her losing it, and his fears around it. I think he should have been a bit more vocal around his fears around it, that aspect, and maybe his frustrations around her. I remember they had a conversation about it. What plan he asked her what plan does she have, and she said she's going to then do her hair thing or whatever, right? Um, I totally understand that perspective as well. Um, that could have been spoken about a bit more. You know what I'm saying to you? So I wouldn't say it's fake for not saying it. I would say that he was. I would say that he's more lacking in assertiveness to be able to really mention it as an issue, right? At least that's what we saw on the screen. Do you know what I'm saying to you? But some of the things he's talked about, we've mentioned it that it would probably be a problem. You know what I'm saying to you? I think it'll be a problem in the way her general demeanor was. He said her attitude to things, like, I mean, hey, we mentioned it. We mentioned about those things are going to be an issue. That no matter how attractive the person is, there are things that you're going to do that are going to cause you not to be liked by the other person in a sense. But I think the major thing is like he really went hard on that foundation of the spiritual aspect. That was a major thing. I think he just doesn't do that kind of thing. And so um yeah, I think there are some things that he could have mentioned a bit more stronger and worked on. And I agree with you on that part. I've mentioned that there should have been more of those conversations. He should have been more open to that. So I definitely had that. The other aspect is that I do think he mentioned some of the things. So I can see what you're saying in that, Sean, on that respect. Yeah. I don't know if Trey wants to say something, if he's there. Yeah, go for it,
I
Trey.
know. I know. I said what I said. We've been right about her since she first popped up on screen. She's likable. I think she's cool, but she is problematic. And as the show went along, we saw the laziness in her. Again, everything else is fluff, but you cannot discount the laziness that she projected. That's just it. It is fine. We said at the beginning, this couple is not going to work. She is not the woman for Juan. Juan is not the man for her. And there's nothing wrong with that. They just told the line to the very end, kept it cordial, and kept it moving. The only reason why Juan started writing this whole letter in the first place was, he was getting ate up online. For what though? Which is the funny part. For what really? So he was like, you know what? Let's set the record straight right quick. From my perspective, what was actually going on. And Sean, you're right. There's two sides to this. Carla can come with her side. I can almost guarantee you, though, some of the things Juan wrote, seeming like what did or did not happen, she's not gonna fight against, because that happened. It's gonna be other things she's gonna list, but it ain't gonna be what she was lacking of. We ain't gonna hear that.
Don't you want to respond, Sean?
I mean, I don't really know what there is to respond to. My argument was always that I saw value in the things that Carla brought to the table. And I saw Juan as being somebody that was fake and disingenuous and not really going through the process. That was my argument. So I'm really not sure what we're supposed to be relitigating here. They clearly weren't a match. Um, so yeah. I never said, oh, he should be with her. That was never my fight. I just said I think I like Carla. I saw value in her. I liked her takes. I liked how she stood on business. She told it like it was. She seems to have a good level of discernment. She seemed to be a fun person. So those are the things that I liked about her. And I saw value beyond the things that she was lacking. I never thought like, oh yeah, you know, it's great that she doesn't have a place. But I did see like clearly she's been sustaining herself prior to this. And you guys were pitching that, oh, she just needs Juan for a come up when she still didn't choose him and he didn't choose her, and she's just fine. I said, we were talking about her business and the fact that the type of business she has is one that she can sustain herself and continue to take care of herself. And from everything that we've seen, she's doing just that.
I don't think we've ever been. I don't think we've ever said that she can't take care of herself. I just don't think that she can take care of. I don't think she's in the position to be a wife or a potential mother to your kids, or somebody that you can feel like comfortable with starting a family. And that was the biggest issue I had with Karla. I think everybody picked her as their favorite, maybe whenever, and it started to flip when MM started to show that she had some chinks in her armor, but it seemed that everybody had picked her to be the favorite. And I'm like, do y'all not see what I see? Because I see like somebody who obviously has the looks that could attract or should be able to attract pretty much anybody, but it might be more mental than anything. And then the more she kind of peel back the layers, and like I said, episode 5, hour and 7-8 minutes in, it started to unravel, and I'm like, oh, Karla, this isn't somebody that you deal with, or she doesn't have that yet. She's emotionally intelligent, but I think also nowadays we over-index that the same way as a lot of guys tend to over-index their logical sense, or the logical aspects that we might rely on when we're dating or in life or anything like that. And that was just my issue with Karla.
You know what time it is.